Hey Barney's Guitarist, here's some options for playing on Grace alone. It's originally in G, but we drop it to E so that it can suit the range for Barney's. And it's a great tune for getting the gist of where you can play the voicings for drone voicings, where you have a B and an E string ringing on the top. This suits this kind of song, I think, because it's quite a energetic and driving song. And it's probably about as loud as the acoustic guitar is going to get. So here's an E with a E, a B and an E, a 7th fret on the A, 9th fret on the D, 9th fret on the G, and smack all the open strings. Then you go to an A, make it an A2, so you just roll the same thing all the way down. Get your thumb over there so you don't have an E ringing underneath. That would be a pity, because you want an A note under an A chord. But you get the same two notes ringing on top, which works great. That'll plow you through most of the verse, all of the verse. So like this. How on the 2 and 4 there I'm kind of giving a stronger beat, which kind of emphasizes where the snare lands. So that also is worth thinking about drums, even if you're playing this by yourself, because it helps you lock in and feel tighter and sound better, and gives you stuff to be listening for in the drum kit to be emphasizing. Plus your strum in itself has a bit more dynamic, as it has weaker and heavier beats, which gives it a bit more drive, a bit more character, and helps people feel the groove more, rather than something that's a bit kind of strum your right hand. If it's in a kind of a one-size-fits-all kind of thing, it doesn't define where the groove is nearly as much. So you plow through those for the verse, then it comes to the chorus. Now, when we go to a B chord, it's same voicing as the E, but down there at the 2nd and 4th frets, and then you let these strings ring open. If you can, you get your first finger to push on to that F sharp note on the E string so that it doesn't really ring. So if you accidentally manage to, still the B note is what you're really hearing, not the F sharp. It takes a bit more getting used to, but certainly possible, and you can get there after a while. Then to C sharp, same deal, C sharp minor rather. Okay, so that's the 1 chord, that's the 4 chord, there's the 5, and there's the 6 minor. There are a couple of other chords that you're going to need in this tune when you get to the bridge. It's got the 3 minor, the G sharp minor, and the 2 minor, the F sharp minor. I'm sorry, that's not in the bridge, that's in the last chorus where there's a slight reharmonization. But anyway, when we get to the bridge, you can just keep using this same idea. We've got the open ringing E and B string, and if you go and play the same kind of thing you're playing on the A there, in fact at the B, but instead of the B in the bass, put a G sharp with your middle finger. Sounds really pretty chord, and it's got all good notes. You've got the 1, skip the A string because it's going to be too low anyway and it's not a good note. The flat 7 there on the 4th fret, D string, then to the minor 3rd. So it kind of works like a G sharp minor 7. The open B string is the repeat of that minor 3rd that you have there. They're doing the same thing, which is a nice sound as it jangles together. Now the E on top, you kind of get away with it because we've played all the other ones, but it's actually the sharp 5 or the flattened 6th of that G sharp minor chord. And technically that is a little bit rough, but it's actually kind of quite pretty. Doesn't sound so bad, especially when it's in every other chord. So you can get away with it. Talk to your keyboard player and the electric guitarist or anybody else who's playing some voicings there in case that might not suit. But I think this is a cool way, especially if you're playing by yourself, to be able to keep just grinding along and not tire your hands out too much. So the bridge. To A, to B, A, B, hopefully that makes sense. It's just in there. It's quite cool. When you get to the third chorus, there's the 6 and the 4 and the 1. Now it goes to the 2 minor, which again, if you go back to the A, just instead of playing the low A note, play F sharp. Turns it into kind of more like an F sharp minor 11, but same story. You've got the E and the B on top, and that'll be all right. Call into a kingdom that cannot be shaken. Still sounds fine. Up to the 6 minor, the 5 and 4. That was 5 to 6 minor to 4. Same again. 2 and 4s get a lot smaller. Rock and or roll. Hope that's helpful, team. See ya.